All right, so let's just do a real quick look here at Pinterest and Tailwind. So we've talked in the group before about Pinterest, and I know a lot of you are interested in um, learning how to use it more for your business and as well as how to get more traffic over there. So I want to just give you a quick little tutorial here. We will be doing a more in-depth masterclass coming up in the next few months, hopefully weeks actually, where I'll give you a little more detail and a little more of a high level overview. But I wanted to just take a second to show you guys a little bit about how to stay consistent with your pins on Pinterest. So, one of the things that we've all learned about using social media and things like that to grow our business is that it's all about consistency, right? So even if you're not, at a place where you're posting multiple times a day on your Facebook or your Instagram, or even every single day of the week, once you pick a cadence that works for you, it's about staying consistent with that, right? So Pinterest is similar, only really there's kind of a best practice as far as how many times you want to pin. You don't want to, there's actually kind of some school of thought about pinning too much can actually start to look like spam, and then Pinterest might knock you down a little bit, similar to Facebook, I would say. So one of the things that I like to use with Pinterest is this tool called Tailwind. So Tailwind is awesome. You can use it for free for quite a while. I want to say for it's based on how many pins you schedule. So I don't remember, to be honest, exactly how many it is. Maybe like 1,000 or something like that. They do go fast though, realistically. So just be aware of that. But Tailwind is a great way to keep up that consistency and schedule. And realistically, I spend, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes a week on Pinterest, scheduling out pins for the next 7 to 9 days. And honestly, I will turn something on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and I will just do this while I'm watching. So realistically, on your Pinterest itself, you're going to have the board that is your, oh, sorry, the board that is your content, right? You always want to have one board that is 100% your content. And in my case, that's this one. And everything that's on here is a pin that leads straight back to my blog or my Instagram or one of my offerings directly, right? So that's super important, is to always have one board that is 100% yours. But if you're really trying to post as consistently as you should, chances are you don't have enough content of your own to be posting that often. Plus, Pinterest does frown on you posting the same images over and over. So if you were trying to keep up with that level of content creation, you'd make yourself crazy, to be honest. So one of the best things you can do when it comes to Pinterest and that consistency is to also create boards that are of a similar um, target audience as your content, that will often bring people to your Pinterest account in the first place, and then they will find your stuff. You also will be interjecting some of your posts into the appropriate other boards that you've created. So we'll go deeper into that when we do the actual masterclass, but I wanted to just show you how easy it is to use Tailwind to schedule. So as you can see, I've scheduled ahead to Monday already. It is Saturday today. I always do that when on Saturday or Sunday when I'm scheduling my pins out. I always overshoot and make sure that I've scheduled for a few days after the day that I go in to schedule the next week of pins. And I do that on purpose because sometimes life happens, right? And I don't want the pins to stop posting because I missed a day and I'm a day behind or whatever. So I always go a little bit over. Um, so let me just show you, and I do have 5 failed pins here. I will look at that later. If a pin that I've scheduled doesn't work, it'll come in here as a failed pin. And to be honest, typically it has to do with whatever the source was of somebody else's pin. So, but again, that's a little bit more into the weeds than I want to get right now. What I want to show you is how simple this is to do and to schedule. So For example, let's go ahead and go into the female entrepreneurs quotes board that I have. This is something that I've more recently started, but um, a lot of people go to Pinterest for these kinds of memes and quotes and images that they're going to share on excuse me, on their social media, or that will help them stay motivated. So if you're an entrepreneur, I highly recommend having a board like this, because it will definitely be bringing a lot of entrepreneur types to your account. So what you do though, when you come in here, this is my existing board, and I'm going to come here and click on more ideas. And what Pinterest is going to do on the back end is it's going to take a quick look at the stuff I've already pinned into my Pinterest board, and it's going to say, hey, these look similar to that. So like, for example, this one just caught my eye. I like the way it looks. It's very clean and simple. And I like the quote and what it's saying, the inspiration and the motivation. So I'm going to hover over this pin, like you can see here, and I'm going to click on this little Tailwind button. And this actually, if I back up 1 second, you do want to add the Tailwind extension to your browser. So make sure that you do that, and that's what will allow it to show up here. And actually it'll show up on any web page you're on, not just Pinterest. So I'm going to click here on the Tailwind button, and it's going to bring this up right here where it's going to show me, okay, here's an opportunity for you to tell me what board you want this to go on. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to start typing in the name of the board, which is Female Entrepreneur Quotes. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to click on Add to Queue now. After I do this, it's going to suggest a whole bunch more pins that are in their mind similar to what I just posted. To be honest, I feel like this tends to be less successful, as you can see, at finding pins that are actually similar to what I was looking for in that moment. So then I just close this browser and come back here where I started, okay? And then just to show you what happens when I come over here to my Tailwind account, you can see right here, it already just popped. Oh no, wait, that was already there. Hang on. That was already there. I'm going to refresh. And now you can see the new pin is right here. Okay, and if you scroll all the way down to the last pin in my scheduled feed, you can see it's right here as well. And you could come in here and edit it if you needed to. So I hope that makes sense. There's so much more that you can do with Tailwind. To be honest, Tailwind Tribes is huge as well. We can definitely talk about that too. But really the magic happens as far as time savings for you when you use this publisher. And it's really, really that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and in the comments here, I'm going to put a link to Tailwind. I highly recommend when you create your free account that you also go find your referral link. When somebody signs up with your referral link, or for example, if you sign up with mine, then what's going to happen is that they will get a $15 credit and you will get a $15 credit. So ostensibly, if you had a bunch of people sign up with your link, then you could get your Pinterest, or I'm sorry, not your Pinterest, you could get your Tailwind for free for however many months or a year or whatever. So it's definitely worth doing that because you're probably going to start sharing it anyway. So go ahead and look in the comments too. Like I said, I will be posting the link there that you can come and join. And I will also post a link where you can come and join my tribe. But if you don't know tribes yet, you can use the first link instead. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or if anything from that was unclear or you want to dive a little deeper, let me know. All right.